What's going on, guys and gals? My name is Shadox, and today we're going to be doing a live commentary talking about the update to the practice range. So we're just going to go ahead and hop right in. Apologize if the scripting doesn't seem to be there, because it's actually not. So this is completely unscripted. I've never really done a live commentary, so we're going to see how it is. And we're going to talk about all of the new updates to the practice range. And so there are a few that we can go over. I do love the character of these little guys here. So, one of the first improvements that you will notice right off the bat is the addition of these three levers right here. So, before, you would have to go to the specific area that you want to do, whether that be the shooting trial, the motor trial, or the open range, and press a lever there. Now, you can go ahead and click that and open up the area that you wish to go to right off the bat. So we're going to head over to the shooting range, because that's where most of the additions actually are. So we have three new activities. We have the Gadget Range, we have a Grenade Range, and we have the Skeet Range. And they're down the bottom of the screen. You can actually see one of the UI improvements that was just made. Whether or not if it's an actual improvement, that is debatable, but the icon will flash saying, hey, you're hurt, you should probably heal up. And then, as you saw, when I was actually healing, my health bar turned yellow. So this here is the Gadget Range. Now you can fire a Panzerfaust or a Piat at these infantry and vehicle targets. You can toggle target movement, you can speed it up so that they go pretty damn fast. And you can try to aim for a specific part of the tank. So let's try to hit the back of the tank there. He's slowing down right there. Oh, I actually hit the front one. So you can also try out the Piat. One thing that you can try to do, although it's a little bit difficult on here, is try to use a mortar function. It's a little bit difficult just because you don't see the targets actually appear on your minimap. But there comes the Piat right there. It was close, but no impact. There we go. So let's move on over to the grenade range. Overall, I don't think the gadget range is overall too useful. Although, you know, if you're a brand new player who's never really touched any of those gadgets, it can be a nice little addition. So we're going to head over to the grenade range, and I'm actually going to choose a different weapon. I'm going to, well, that is not the weapon rack. That is where you can select different grenades. But if we go, where is the weapon rack? If we go over here to the weapon rack, I'm going to choose, that is a pistol rack. I can't read apparently. Gadget selection. So we have more gadgets. Ooh, look at that. We can even select different gadgets in here. So that's another nice addition that was not in the patch notes, and we just found out. So I'm actually going to choose the M1A1, and I'm going to customize it to give myself a 3x scope, and you will see why here in just a moment. Now, you can't customize the visuals just yet. I do think it would be a really good addition as a way for players to experience what different customizations they want to equip on their weapon before they spend the company coins. And we do know that there are going to be a lot more visual cosmetics coming in the game shortly whenever the premium currency is actually in game. But the big thing that players like myself are still a little bit frustrated over is that we can't specialize the weapons in the test range. Although, now the specialization button is actually there, it's just grayed out. So hopefully that feature will be coming soon. But we're going to head back over to the grenade range. We're going to pick up some grenades. We're going to activate the grenade range. I'm just going to keep it on easy. And the reason why I picked up the M1A1 is because you can shoot your grenades. And I think that's actually one of the best features. Oh, missed it again. So the only thing bad is that you have to pick up a grenade every time you throw it. And so I'm actually going to increase the difficulty to hard so I get a little bit more range on these. Come on. No, did it bounce off? Where is it? There it is. Oh, that one. I'm failing at this hard right now. So you can shoot your grenade right after it lands, or you can try to be like Stada and shoot the grenade right out of the air. Sometimes, especially on those closer ones, it's a little bit more difficult. An interesting bug right there, the gunshot audio seems to disappear whenever the barrel is further out. And so there, just shot the grenade right after it landed. Otherwise, it would have been a really long timer for that grenade to go off. So that's something that you can work on improving. It is a bit difficult. I'm not the best at it. And so I will move on over to what the shooting range actually has up for us now. And the main change, so everything else is still going to be the same. You can cycle your target between 0, 25, 50, and 100 meters. But the big thing new is you can enable bullet drop. And by enabling bullet drop visualization, all that's going to do is... No, I didn't want to turn that off. There we go. Move it out to 100 meters. So what's going to happen is every time I shoot, there's going to be a red line that appears that will follow my weapon's trajectory. And apparently it was off. Let's try that again. There we go. So now you can see exactly where your point of aim was, all the way out to the point of impact. You can see a slight drop down there at the bottom. It's not very apparent at only 100 meters. Something like... am I going to have to enable it again? There we go. So now you can really see that bullet drop going way out there. And this is going to be something that we're going to be talking about on Friday. I'm going to show you guys how to calculate the bullet velocity and bullet drop as a function of range. And so this tool it's pretty cool. It's a really neat visualization, and it's something that I am glad that they added. It's not terribly useful for the average player, but for understanding how the bullet mechanics work in game, it is absolutely a neat feature to have. Again, not very useful, but what's really interesting is you see all these little tick marks. Every single one of those is 1 meter, and then the big ones, like that one, are every 10 meters. And so if you count them up, you'll get to 100 meters. And so I do really like this new feature. I think it's a really good addition. The last new addition, and I'm actually going to switch over to the 12 gauge automatic, is the Skeet Range. Now, I am a big fan of trap and skeet. I don't shoot skeet nearly as much as I shoot trap, but I absolutely love shooting trap, and I'm going to leave bullet visualizations off, and we're going to move it to, how about medium distance? So what's going to happen is clay pigeons are going to come out of one of these launchers right here. You can set it between 2 targets and 1 target. So if I just launch it right there, you'll see it come out of the mid. There we go. And so it's just 1 at a time. Now if I back out, it'll reset. I'm going to grab ammo. And now I'm going to move it to 2. And we're actually going to move it up into close range. Make things a little bit... Oh! I did not want you to activate. Okay. Here we go. Whoa! Missed. Goodness. And so this is a nice little exercise to first warm up before you move over to something like the angle practice or the wall targets. And I think this is a nice little feature that players can have a little bit of fun with if they don't fail hard like I just did. Wow. I swear I'm better than this in real life. There we go. Alright, so those are the 3 new main features of the practice range. They're nice little quality of life additions. I do extremely like the fact that the bullet drop visualization was added. Actually, I want to see something. I want to see what shotguns do with the bullet visualization, because I honestly don't know. Oh man, and so that is a really neat feature. Is you can actually see the spread of the shotgun, and you can actually see with this 12 gauge they all went to the outside, which is not something you want for a shotgun. So your effective lethal range, I mean, I was aiming pretty high, probably be about right here, and so we're only about 5-6 meters away from the actual shooting area. So this can be, you know, a really nice way to I don't know why I moved him out further, to see what the effective lethal range of the shotgun is without going into the stats or looking in average frame to kill charts or anything like that. So I do really enjoy that. That's a nice little feature that I was not expecting. So if we pull out something like the M30 drilling, should get a different spread pattern, especially if we fire both bullets at once. So we're going to move it back close. And that's interesting that whenever this one is disabled, sometimes you'll activate that one. So let's see. There we go. Look at all that. Look at all that. And so you can definitely tell, you know, 3-4 meters away, you're definitely going to get that one-hit kill. So let's go ahead and reload and see how the spread is at 25 meters. So lots of them. Did any of them hit? No, none of them hit. And so, you know, 25 meters, that's going to be a little bit far out on the shotgun's capability. It's interesting that all of these seem to be going on the outside of the spread pattern. And what BF1 did at the end of its life cycle is it actually went to a equal over the area, segmented circle, and so you would have a more even distribution rather than having situations. I don't know why that keeps turning off. And so something like that, again, no hits. It's really interesting that the pellets are taking this sort of a pattern. We may have just learned something about Battlefield 5. All of the other test range areas are still the same, so if you go over to like the vehicle range, you're still not going to have the full capabilities of, you know, choosing any vehicle you want. The tanks, for instance, are only limited to the Churchill or the Verbelwind, and that is your only option, unfortunately. As well as, you know, there's no real good shooting range for the tanks. Yeah, there's those close range ones up there, but those are marginally useful at best. And the same thing over with the airplanes. You're still only going to have the, I believe it's the Spitfire and the Stuka, the Ju-87. And so if you want to fly with the, you know, with the Blenheim or the Ju-88, or just to see the difference between the Spitfire MVA or the MVB or the BF-109 G2 or G6, you're not going to be able to find those differences in the test range, unfortunately. It's one of those areas that I would like to see them improve, as well as specialize your plane type so that you can see what all the different upgrades do. But even though it's not in the test range now, I do think that the fact that they have updated the test range at all it's a good sign. It's a good sign. I was honestly expecting them to not ever touch the test range again after it was implemented. And here we are just a month later, and we're already getting an update for the practice range. And so, you know, a couple weeks down the road, maybe a month down the road, we could very well see even more updates. And so I really do think that is something that we can look forward to and something that we can make known that we want. And so I will be keeping an eye out for this. I'm a terrible pilot, by the way. My name is Shadox, and I hope to see you on the battlefield.